for.
What's up, everybody? This is the one, aka Jodecideion on YouTube, and I'm bringing you another episode out from the side of my neck. You know, I'm from a generation that was lucky enough to have great movies made for it. I know I'm a lot older than most of my viewers, but I want to take you back to a time when blockbusters, when movies that came on cable and came out to theaters were great. One of those movies was a movie called The Outsiders. Now, this movie alone hosted just about every great current actor or great actor for the past 15-20 years. I mean, this movie starred Patrick Swayze, Matt Dillon, Emilio Estevez, Tom Cruise, Rob Lowe, just to name a few. Besides the great acting, the wonderful script, the beautiful soundtrack, the way the movie was directed, the main thing I enjoyed about the movie was this one part of the plot. It had a very small part, but it was very, I don't know, it had an effect on me. And the main character, Ponyville Curtis, he was the one talking about it. And it was about staying gold. Basically, staying gold, the way he meant it, was to keep your innocence, to stay pure, to stay as you currently are. Well, if the rumors are true, then the Nintendo Wii is about to change its shade. According to Kotaku and a recent ad they discovered from Toys R Us, the Wii will be getting a price cut the first week of October, which will bring the system to $199. Now, to some, this seems like great news, and to most, they feel this is something Nintendo should have done during the same time period when Sony and Microsoft announced their price cuts to their consoles. Personally, I think it's a bad move and bad decision, and I'm going to tell you why in this video. But it all comes down to my own ideal of staying gold. Well, from an article I read from the very popular and brilliant video game analyst Sean Malstrom, someone you need to check out. He's a genius. I'll make sure to post links to his page in the more info box on the side of this video. You see, this price cut, according to him, and after reading his article and thinking about it myself, I totally agree, has now pushed Nintendo into the red ocean market, which also devalues the Wii. Well, I know most of you viewers are like, red ocean market, blue ocean market. I don't quite understand it. Neither do I, to be honest with you. I never read the book. I'm just taking what I've gathered and trying to make sense of it in an easy way. But see, I do understand when he says it brings the value of the Wii down. Some feel this is a positive move, but like Malstrom stated, and I personally believe it as well, it is a positive move, but only in the short term, where Nintendo has always had long-term goals. Webster's definition of value is an amount as of goods, services, or money considered to be fair and suitable equivalent for something else, at a fair price or return. Also, the worth in usefulness or importance to the possessor. You see, with this Wii price cut, Nintendo has stated to everybody in the world that the Wii isn't worth $249 anymore. Yes, the Wii's year-to-year sales are declining, but the Wii was still outselling its rivals each month for the past 2 to 3 years. Even though the Wii sales were suffering a decline, a drop, it was still outselling the other guys. So the Wii was still winning. And now with this price cut, to answer their price cut, you're basically saying we're going to enter in this price cut war. And by doing that, it definitely devalues the Wii. Also, the matter of fact that the Wii, out of any system ever created, ever sold in stores, it had held its original price longer than any of them. You see, with the Nintendo Wii and the DS, Nintendo started into this whole new blue ocean strategy. And that strategy's main law and goal is to try to find ways to maintain the value of your product without having to fall into the red ocean strategy, which is things like price cuts. And Nintendo has been doing a great job at that, finding ways to keep the value of everything they do still at its original price, and having great success. For example, you ever wonder why Nintendo doesn't have any kind of greatest hits? You ever wonder why Smash Brothers and Mario Kart Wii are still the same price they were 2 years ago when they came out, or a year and a half ago when they came out? But then you notice PlayStation has their greatest hits, and the Xbox has their, best sellers library, and they're all these old games that are now at a discounted price. You see, that's part of the red ocean strategy. Basically, those games on the PlayStation and the Xbox, they weren't selling anymore. And so Sony and Microsoft had to find new ways to make those games interesting again for people. By cutting the price, it sparked interest. Short-term interest, but it sparked interest. And Nintendo have tried their best to create games that people will always buy, no matter what, no matter when. So basically you have the red ocean strategy, the status quo, how things currently are and have always been. Then Nintendo changed things up with the Wii and created their own way, the blue ocean strategy, which is totally different. And you can see this even in the way the games sell on Nintendo systems. Major blockbusters on the HD systems, they sell instantly and then die off just as fast. But Wii games, they sell for the long term. It starts off slow and slowly builds. And then years later, you have a game that sold 15 million worldwide. Remember that big fight about who's going to be the biggest title? Grand Theft Auto 4 or Mario Kart Wii? Did you know that Mario Kart Wii has outsold both versions of Grand Theft Auto 4 on both other systems combined? Yeah, blue ocean strategy. So in part 2, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail of the blue ocean strategy and put it in a scenario that kind of makes sense. The main thing is to show why it's important for Nintendo to keep its value. So don't do a price cut just yet. This is the one. I'll see you in chapter 2. Peace.